How's practice today, Coach?
Good. There's some good things. You got to watch it on film, so I don't know exactly all the specifics yet, but I like the way the guys are working, and it's always good when you get to put pads on and tackle people.
Talk about the switch to the odd man front. Kind of what did you guys see over that 2-week break that you made that decision?
Well, we already had it planned to work some odd this spring anyway, so it's just an opportunity for us to get a different look. I think, back when Coach Anderson was the DC at Utah, we did odd man front back then too. So the goal is to get the best 11 on the field, and we'll see how it works out, whether we're an odd base team or an even base. I think we're going to have to be able to do both.
Does a lot of that switch come with how athletic of a group you have at linebacker?
Yeah, a little bit, and then also depending on what we want to do with our ends, and also depending on who our opponent are that we're facing that week. So in order to get it all done, we have to be able to lay a good foundation of first fundamentals and technique, and then working our base defense, and then adding some pressures to that. But we got to have something to build upon rather than just pull a bunch of different schemes from different places. Everything has carryover and has a reason to it as far as installation. That's why we're holding off on a few things until we get to the fall camp.
Talk about Songi a little bit. It looks like he's just having a blast out there. What have you seen out of him this spring?
Well, I think overall, it's just like the other guys on the team. I think Sanji has a opportunity to compete and battle for a spot, and I think Coach Anderson gives a good environment for guys to feel like they can be themselves and have fun. I think it's hard to play the game of football because it's a physical game, but it's been fun for these guys being able to get out there, and the fun part about it is when it doesn't feel like work, I think guys can improve a lot more, but we're also going to stress these guys feeling a little uncomfortable to get better. Coach Anderson's really big on you don't get better if you're just comfortable, so we got to get out of the comfort zone, and if that means we got to hit some guys and bang around, then we can do that.
Just overall, how has the transition been for the defense, switching from the 4-3 last year to the 3-4? Has it been easy? Have there been some difficulties in there?
Yeah, I think they have some really good coaches. I think Coach Chad with the D-line's done a great job, and Coach Sitake with the backers, and Coach Odom with the DBs. We have really good players and not a lot of experience, but they believe in their coaches and they trust their coaches, and you see it on the field. They're executing the technique that we're working on. It's not perfect, but their coaches are really good at what they do, and we'll have them ready.
The fact that there's only 2 returning starters on the D, does it make it easier at all for you guys to kind of mold these guys into your style?
Well, I know that there's no there's a clean slate for a lot of the guys, so we know who played and who didn't play, but overall it's a competition. It's not about getting only 11 guys. We have to find more than that to play the game, but the best 11 will take the field first snap of the game. That's just the way it works.
I'm sorry. You might have already been asked about Sanjay. I apologize if you did, but this guy's so exuberant. Every time we talk to him, is that what you're also seeing on the field from him?
Yeah, it's everybody. I just want everyone and Coach Anderson want everyone to feel like they can be themselves, and have that add to the team. I think that if you have a bunch of robots out there, it doesn't work really well. Right. And so I want them to feel comfortable on defense, being able to at times take necessary risks to make plays, and they have to be calculated. But sometimes you can't just do everything how it's written up on the board. You have to have some natural instincts on how to play the game. And I want them to feel that ability to freelance a bit, but at the same time, knowing where their help is coming from and knowing when to do it. So, and I think that the same point with the scheme, if they're able to be themselves, it's the reason why they're added to the team. There's 100 guys on the team, and everybody brings something, and it gives them a little bit more ownership of the whole team and the overall chemistry.
If you're in a 3-4, would he be more inside or out, or is it too early to?
He can do both. We have a lot of guys that can do both. Bright can play both. I think most of the linebackers play in and out. And so we're giving them a lot of different looks right now, and it's a lot to learn for the linebackers. But Coach Siaki's done a good job with that group, getting them ready. And we're gonna ask them to learn a little bit more than what they've had the first 2 weeks. And in order for us to be really good defensively, they're gonna have to be good at outside and inside backers. And safety's gonna have to play. We just need all 11 guys on the field to know what's going on. I think if they just learn their job, it doesn't work very well. I think when the linebackers know where the safety's going to be and the D-line know where the linebacker's going to be, I think it's going to work a lot better.
You mentioned Bright. Just what is he bringing to you as kind of one of those younger linebackers that's coming up and trying to fill a big role?
A lot of speed and athleticism, a lot like the whole position group, but he's a perfect example of a guy that's just going to do what you ask him to do, And then at times we just let them, it's, well, coach, how do I do this? I say, I don't know, just make the play. How do I tackle? Just make the tackle. That's all we care about. The key is coming to balance and being in a good position to make the play. And so when you're able to give them a little bit more freedom on how they do it, I think it brings them back to what their natural instincts are. And Bright's done a real good job adjusting to what we're asking them to do.
What are you seeing out of your secondary, too? You've got Larry Scott's a returning starter and some guys who have played a little bit, but a lot of new, younger guys kind of trying to step in as well.
Yeah, we have really good players. I'm really excited about Cyril and the things that he's doing on the field, and also with the way he's working with the other groups. I think we have a lot of good corners that are getting significant reps, and the safety group is really strong. We're going to need all those guys to play. Like to see more than just a couple safeties being able to play in the game. And I think Adam Solzman did some good things today. And so we feel good with the group, both at corner and at safety. And with our nickels, we had Brandon Arnold getting some reps at the nickel with Devin Chappelle, and that was a good group today. So, yeah, the whole group is functioning really well, and I like the way that they're playing together. But also the key is having them change it up a little bit and get them used to playing with other teammates rather than just the same guys over and over again.
From what you thought you had coming into this year to what you saw kind of on film over this couple-week break, what's your kind of take on how this team can be?
I know that the team is really excited. They want to be good, and we're asking them to be really uncomfortable and get better and stress a lot of different things, academics and also on the football field and in the weight room. And if we continue to do what we're doing, I think there's going to be some good things. I don't know. I can't tell you how many wins it's going to come to, but I know that with Coach Anderson and with the staff that we have now, these guys will be tough to play hard, and I think they'll make a lot of people proud.
You're kind of at the midway point of spring. Are you satisfied with the progress you've made in these first 7-8 practices?
I am. I think that we've probably done better than I anticipated. I don't know if that's just I'm just a worst case scenario guy or it's just because I think the guys just really bought into everything. Like I said, it's been really nice to see guys just really trust their coaches and take the field like how we want them to. There's not a lot of hesitation when we ask them to do stuff. So a lot of credit goes to the guys on this team, the leadership that's starting to emerge in this group, and it's been a pleasure coaching these guys.
I'm sure you already answered this, so I apologize, but just take me behind the decision to go primarily, with 3 down linemen instead of the 4-3 type.
We were going to do that already.
Okay.
I mean, that was already in the plans. I mean, I'm not going to broadcast what the rest of the install is, but we're going to do both even and odd fronts, and we're going to have the ability to do both of that stuff. So I don't know exactly what the percentage breakdown is going to be, but I think you need to have both in order to get a good defense, especially against the offenses that we're facing now.
Right on.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Appreciate it.